Ready, listen. Good job, man. Good job. Great job. Great job. Great win. Love you too, man. Great win.
1917 is the final. The Falcons are going to finish at 8-9, 3-3 in the NFC South, and 7-5 against the NFC.
It's always, positive when you can finish the season on a win. It's always a strange feeling when you're not going into the playoffs.
The latest with the Falcons this morning is they have made some decisions yesterday with the men in charge.
They sure have. Raheem Morris, the head coach for the last 2 seasons, who finished the year with 4 straight wins, making people wonder if this would save his job after a disappointing start. It did not. Arthur Blank making the decision late last night to fire Raheem Morris, someone he has great respect and admiration for. Terry Fontenot, the general manager, he had 1 year left. He was also fired.
Those guys was at my house the night before the draft, so they mean a great bit to me. Everything, for real. They gave me this opportunity. Even up to Arthur Blank, he gave me this opportunity, and it was just an amazing opportunity.
Terry brought me in here, undrafted. He gave me a chance, and I came in and was able, to play as a rookie and to now. So, 2 great guys.
I think to a lot of people, it's a game, But at the end of the day, these are real people, humans, emotions, relationships, and nobody wants to see anybody go. This is a family, I'm keep saying it, it's the nature of the business. Being year 8, it's not the first time I've seen it, and God bless me with another year, another couple years, probably won't be the last.
The inability to win some of those close games in the middle of the year, kind of those difference-making games, and they were all but one of them were 1-score games. You think about a play here or a play there, and the next thing you know, you're in position potentially to win the division.
The team finished on a 4-game winning streak, and there was some speculation that might be enough to keep the status quo. Why did that not end up being the case?
You evaluate a team throughout the entire season, and in this case over a couple of years, but let's say this for this season. And, it was my conclusion as the season went on that we could not achieve or not achieving at the level that I thought this roster was capable of performing at.
It's hard to look back. I think that's why in the moment it's so devastating. Thankfully I've been able to be in the NFL long enough to just, understand the value of every single week. And you understand when things aren't going your way, you never know how it's going to shake out. And so I think this year is a good example of that. Obviously we were a little bit too far behind. But like I said, I'm really proud of this team for being able to kind of really push through.
Yeah, it's frustrating because, all we needed was one more and we'd be in a position in the playoffs.
I feel like we finished the season for a reason, for each other, for coaches, players, everybody involved. That's what you do it for. You don't want to see nobody lose their job.
It's about winning the close football games. You look at all the teams that go to the playoffs, there's a ton of games that they find a way to win. I thought finding a way to win those games at the end of the year was a real bonus too, but ultimately not enough. And so it leaves a bitter taste in your mouth that we didn't get it done in the middle of the year. I do like the energy leading into the offseason, and we'll get ready to go for 2026.
We're going to put heavy emphasis. We're hiring this president of football first. That's the goals, and over the next couple of days, we have a series of interviews set up. We want to get that person in their seat and have them lead the interviews for the head coach and general manager position going forward.
And that was not all the changes that the Falcons made. Earlier this morning, they announced some significant and fascinating changes in their organization. Rich McKay, who's been the CEO for the last several years, he has now been elevated to a different role. Greg Beadles is now the CEO. That is not why we're talking about this. Why we're talking about this is they are going to hire a president of football, essentially.
We have breaking news here on CBS Sports HQ, where Matt Ryan has reached an agreement to become the Atlanta Falcons president of football. The Falcons, career leader in every passing category, will be tasked with finding a new general manager and coach.
We couldn't be happier having Matt back in the position that he is at now, which is the president of football. Basically, that means everything between football and grass he is responsible for.
Number one, I want to start by saying thank you to Arthur for this opportunity. I think I'm I'm not sure, I should have looked this up before, but we've been busy the last couple days. But I think I'm the first player you've signed 5 different contracts. So that's 3 as a player, the one day when I retired, and now this one. Appreciate the confidence in me along the way. I'm sitting at the same table, but my seat has changed. And in a lot of ways, that makes it comfortable.
Matt Ryan, president of football. My goodness, I had the pleasure of calling every game Matt Ryan played as an Atlanta Falcon. He is the most competitive person I've ever been around. He wants to win. He loves this organization. When he evaluates coaches and GMs, he's looking at it from a player's perspective. Yes, he's an executive and he's got an office and all this kind of stuff, but he's also looking, he's not that far removed from the game. He knows what it takes to have the building in synergy, everybody working in one direction to get something done. Matt has that feel for it. He knows what it's supposed to be. We couldn't ask for a better guy to be in place that has an idea of when this place was really good, what did it take to be that way?
My mission since I was drafted has never changed. You know, it is to help this organization do everything it can to be champions and to win championships. And you know, there is a sense of unfinished business of, you know, we were close at times and we had some success here and there. But I truly believe we're going to get there. You live in a microscope as a player, and your attention is very focused on a singular task at hand. I think when you step away from it, and really my first year was interesting. I got to see a bunch of different buildings. I got to see how different places operated. I got to watch different practices, different coaches, different players. The last 2 years I think has been really interesting because doing the studio show, you've got to watch the entire league. And you watch from a completely different perspective than you do as a player. You know, you get involved in the storylines and the contracts and the business decisions, and you get this feel for, you know, the league as a whole. And I think that's really been helpful for me of having to week after week after week watch different places, talk about different transactions, talk about different coaching decisions, talk about firings, hirings, all of those things, and kind of digest the entire league at the same time. And it shapes, you know, your perspective.
How bad does number 2 want it?
Well, I look up and I say, who is a guy that helped us get there? Who is a guy that was instrumental in getting us to the Super Bowl in 16, getting to the playoffs numerous times, coming from behind to win 49 times in his career to win football games, never being satisfied, always trying to push the envelope a little bit. That's why he chose Matt Ryan as president of football.
We didn't get to the main goal we wanted to, get into the playoffs. That's what we had our hat on going into the season. But we did a good job finishing strong, you know what I'm saying, as me being a rookie, as me growing as a leader on this team. With these last 4 games, hopefully it can give us a jump going into next season.
We've got a lot of young stars, a lot of guys I know, like you said, a lot can happen, free agents and whatnot, but I mean, the talent's here, you know. Unfortunately, we weren't able to, you know, put it all together week in and week out, but the talent's here. And if you don't see that, I don't think you know ball.
When you begin to look at the Atlanta Falcons and you think about what I would be looking at from a head coach or GM standpoint, what excites me about this football team? How about the young players? My goodness, you just had a guy that led the National Football League in yards from scrimmage in Bijan Robinson. Is there a guy better at his position than that guy? Bijan Robinson is as good as it gets when you start thinking about all the facets that a running back brings to the table. That's just one guy. Drake London, a dog, a guy that'll fight you. If you want a guy in a street fight, go get Drake London, number 5. He's the guy that's going to go with you. I'm not talking about an offensive or defensive lineman. I'm talking about a wide receiver. He'll go with you, and he'll get it done. That's the kind of mentality he brings to the table. There's a number of guys along the offensive line, the Chris Lindstroms of the world, Matt Bergeron, those young players, that core group on the offensive line that I think you bring back. Then you look at the defensive side of the football. My goodness, how about the jump that group made with coming off the edge and through the middle, get to the quarterback, 57 sacks, a Falcon franchise franchise record of getting after the passer. And oh, by the way, those guys in the back end, you put pressure on the quarterback, we're stealing the football. You know, just between your two safeties. But Watts had 5, Bates had 3. A.J. Terrell coming back as one of those shutdown type corners. What D. Alford did in the slot as a nickel. I think the personnel part of this as a coach when you come back has to excite you. This city, are you kidding me? This city's starving for a winner. You see that place go completely bonkers when things get going right. We ready. That's what this thing brings to the table. It's a city that'll go on fire if you can get it going. All you got to do is go earn it. And that's what this opportunity is. And I think anybody worth their salt from a coach and GM standpoint want that opportunity to earn it. If you earn it here, man, they're going to love you forever in Atlanta.
More breaking news out of the NFL on Saturday night, where the Atlanta Falcons are finalizing a deal to make Kevin Stefanski their next head coach. This is the first big move for new president of football, Matt Ryan.
Am I allowed to curse? Let's go.